Hey everyone. For those of you who are watching this and you don't know who I am, my name is Daphne and I'm currently studying Ayurveda. I've grown up here along the east coast of South Carolina, and over the past couple years I've really noticed that a lot of people in my community, they have no idea what Ayurveda is. And even though I've been studying it and it's actually been such a huge part of my life for like 5 years now, I've always really shied away from ever talking about it with anyone because I didn't want them thinking that I was really weird or out there or just unconventional. And it was all just due to their lack of knowledge of what Ayurveda is. And so I'm really excited to make this video about what is Ayurveda and how it can change your life. And I'm going to try to explain this in the most simple and comprehensive and authentic way possible for anyone to understand. So I'm just going to dive right in. Ayurveda it's a complete and holistic medical system / therapy that originated thousands of years ago during the Bronze Age civilization in India. And it's in fact the first system of health known to man. When I say that Ayurveda is complete, I mean that it covers everything from general medicine to geriatrics to pediatrics, gynecology, psychiatry, ophthalmology, surgery, toxicology, everything. And when I say that Ayurveda is holistic, I mean that when addressing a person's health, it doesn't just address their physical body. It's also addressing their mind and their emotions. And in fact, Ayurveda views all three of these as interconnected and equally important. So basically what goes on in the mind is going to be reflected in the physical body and vice versa. And a simple example of this that I know everyone can relate to is like we've all experienced some kind of emotional or mental stress. And a lot of times when that happens, we have an increase in heart rate or it changes the patterns of our breathing. Maybe we have shortness of breath or we're breathing rapidly. Or maybe we're shaking and trembling, or we have a feeling of heaviness in our stomach, or we even start sweating. And all of these physical reactions are linked to an emotion, a thought and an emotion. And another example would be like we could physically ingest coffee. And of course, there's physical side effects of that. Like we might start talking faster or moving faster or have rapid heart rate or change in our breathing. But there's also mental and emotional effects of drinking coffee. You know, a lot of people feel more clear-headed or more focused. Some people are more anxious and worried, and others can have like an emotional high or they're feeling like hyper from it. So there's really no denying that a mind-body connection exists. And this is a very significant thing in Ayurveda. And one thing that I really want people to understand is that Ayurveda is a science. And although the knowledge of Ayurveda is ancient, modern science today is just now starting to catch up with it. And this is a really great thing because it's allowing the wisdom of Ayurveda to undergo a renaissance. And so the definition of Ayurveda, it literally translates into the science of life. So what does that mean exactly? It means that Ayurveda is designed to cover and address all aspects of a person's life, and it has solutions and answers to any type of problem that a person can experience. And it does this by considering the context of a person's life. So Ayurveda is not just going to look at your physical body, but it's also going to look at your ecosystem and your culture, your stage of life, the quality of your relationships, what resources are available to you based on where you live and what you can afford. It is going to look at your habits and your tendencies, as well as your dreams and your aspirations and your struggles and the things that set you back. Because the truth is, all of these things and all of these factors play such a significant role in your health. And Ayurveda is so amazing because it provides us with the answers and the tools on how to read our bodies and how to understand for ourselves what is actually going on inside. And this is really important because our bodies are giving us signs literally each and every day, trying to catch our attention to let us know what's going on inside. And one reason why I'm so passionate about Ayurveda is because of the fact that in my community, we simply haven't been taught how to read these signs of our bodies. Or at least I know I wasn't. My friends weren't taught. My parents didn't know. Instead, we're actually brushing these signs off of our shoulder and passing them off as normal. And this is a huge problem because as a result of that, a lot of people don't realize that they're even sick until a full-blown disease manifests and like pops up out of nowhere and slaps us in the face. So let me go ahead and I'll just give everyone just like some simple examples of some of these signs, like what it could look like, okay? It might look like waking up in the morning and feeling really stiff or achy, especially in your joints. Or it could be digestive problems that you have that are something you're experiencing all the time, like having a lot of gas all the time, or you're always getting bloated, or you're always getting indigestion after a meal, or your bowel movements aren't coming out, you're having constipation, you're not pooping every day, or you have excessive burping, okay? It might look like waking up in the morning and having like a thick coating on your tongue of any color, white, gray, yellow, brownish. It might look like having chronic bad breath. And I'm not talking about like the bad breath from forgetting to brush your teeth. I'm talking about like even if you're brushing your teeth and using mouthwash, you still have bad breath because it's coming from a deeper place. It might look like cloudy urine or mucus in your stool or just like general pain or weakness, especially in your limbs. And one huge one is having negative emotions. So whether it's irritability or depression or lack of motivation, or you're just feeling grumpy all the time, or you just don't have a clear vision of where you're going in your life, those are all signs. Those are all signs that you could be on that path to disease. And I will be the first to admit that I pretty much went the majority of my life thinking that these are all just normal. It's part of aging. And I realized a few years ago that Ayurveda is here to teach us that that's not normal. And our bodies are actually not designed to age that way. You know, it's not normal to grow old and develop cancer and high blood pressure and diabetes and arthritis or just aches and pains and stiffness. So if you're experiencing any of these warning signs, even if it's just a few, or even if it's just one, then yeah, maybe you can continue to pass it off as normal if you're in your teens or in your 20s or maybe in your 30s. But if you never choose to invest in your health, then you will inevitably experience some serious health issues. And in Ayurveda, investing in your health is really simple and it's really affordable. And there's literally just one requirement, and it's that you're willing to make the positive changes necessary in your lifestyle by shifting your habits. Okay, so for anyone who's watching this and maybe you're experiencing some of these signs and symptoms, or maybe you're well past that and you're actually suffering from a disease, what I want you to understand is that wherever you're at right now, Ayurveda will really be able to help you by providing you with answers on how you can balance your body and by revealing the tools that you need so that you can develop the awareness of understanding what's happening inside. Okay, Ayurveda can even help you navigate through diseases that your medical doctor told you were incurable. And I'm saying this confidently and from my heart. And with that being said, I want to go ahead and talk a little bit about the differences between Western medicine and Ayurveda. Okay, so the first and most important thing I want people to understand is that Ayurveda is not here to replace or downgrade Western medicine. It's designed to complement it. And the two are truly meant to be practiced side by side. So a concept I learned from a teacher I studied with a few years ago, Kate Stillman, is that in the East, we have Ayurveda, and in the West, we have biology. And although Ayurveda and biology are both the study of life, through biology, we're studying life from the outside going in. And an example would be like dissecting a frog in science class, okay? By doing that, you're able to understand life, but from an external perspective, from the outside going inwards. And in Ayurveda, we're actually studying life from the inside out, okay? And by doing that, we're able to view life from an intrinsic perspective. And through this perspective, we're able to understand health in a holistic way. And by looking at health in a holistic way, we're able to address the root cause of disease. And I'll be honest and I'll admit that Western medicine is amazing, and it's done so many wonderful things, and it can really save lives. But here's the thing about Western medicine. When it comes to disease, Western medicine can only help you treat your symptoms. And it never gets to the bottom of your disease. And there's no denying this when we still have no direct cure for cancer and diabetes and high blood pressure and heart disease and kidney disease. You know, these are all really common and they're all really deadly. And here's what Western medicine can do. It can perform surgery. It can cut and clear something out of your body, which can sometimes be really wonderful and sometimes not. And it can also offer you drugs that will alter your body chemistry to counter whatever undesirable condition your body has been. And there are many problems with these two options, such as the expensive cost and the negative side effects of these drugs. But the most significant problem is that neither one of these options are going to cure your disease. So let's say you have a heart condition. Western medicine can offer you beta blockers to control your heart or blood thinners to prevent strokes, but it can't offer you a reason why your body has become an undesirable place in the first place, like an undesirable condition. It can't tell you why you got there. And if you never figure that out, you'll never cure your illness. And one huge reason why we need to start using Ayurveda to complement Western medicine is because Ayurveda is going to help bridge that gap and provide insight for this lack of knowledge that we're missing. Because it's not okay that so many of us are just walking out of the doctor's office with a prescription and a complete lack of knowledge on what's going on, what's really going on inside of our bodies. And Ayurveda is really wonderful because not only can it identify and address the root cause of your disease, but it offers disease prevention and it offers solutions to start reversing your condition. And it will start offering you ways that you can just maintain positive health for all stages of your life. Okay, so the last thing I really want to talk about is like what to expect from working with an Ayurveda practitioner. So it's important to understand that in Ayurveda, the same 5 elements that make up this entire universe, they exist within us as well. So within our bodies exists space, air, fire, water, and earth. And each of these elements express themselves in their own unique way. And the reason why we're all so different and unique is because we all have a different ratio of these elements within us. And these elements will show up not just in our physical bodies, but also in our minds and our mental and emotional characteristics. In Ayurveda, this is called your constitution or your body type. And so maybe this sounds a bit strange to think about these elements, existing in our bodies and in our minds and our emotions, but it's important to understand that they're not just purely physical substances, they're actually energetic patterns. And they exist within everything, including our bodies, at all times. And so one of the very first things that an Ayurveda practitioner will do is identify your body type. And this is really important to understand because knowing your body type will help you know how to take care of yourself. It'll help you know what to eat, what not to eat, what kind of habits to have, and what kind of habits to avoid. Okay? And knowing your body type is pretty much like owning the driver's manual to your vehicle. It's like having the blueprint to your body. So when you meet with a practitioner, you will get an education on who you are, and you'll be able to reflect back on the habits and the rhythms in your life that have really contributed to your imbalance. And what you can you'll start to understand what you can start doing to find balance again. And although every consultation is quite unique and different, and they vary amongst each person because there's no one-size-fits-all treatment in Ayurveda that works for everybody, I will say that your consultation will be an educational experience, and treatments are typically centered around cleansing and nourishing your body. And any herbal recommendations that are given to you are going to be affordable, they're going to be all natural, and they're not going to have any negative side effects towards your body. And they're also not designed to be taken forever. Like, I know a lot of people on prescription drugs, they're just supposed to be taking them for the rest of their lives. And in Ayurveda, that's not a thing. Okay, they're designed not to alter the chemistry of your body, but to facilitate the natural processes of your body, because our bodies are self-healing, in case you didn't know that already. And so I'm just going to conclude this video by mentioning that, I've partnered with an Ayurveda practitioner. He's been an Ayurveda practitioner for 16 years. He's in India. And together we're providing consultations for people in my community who've really been suffering, either just from disorders or actually full-blown diseases. And if you're one of these people and you're curious and you're willing enough to work with someone who will teach you how you can hold the key of your own health in your own hands, then feel free to contact me, either through email or from my Facebook. And if you're not interested and you've watched this video up to this point, I appreciate you listening, and I would also really appreciate you sharing this video, because that way you could spread the word and hopefully help someone else who could really use the support. And so thank you for listening, and I wish you all a great day and a great, wonderful life. Namaste.